Yo guys, what's going on? This is Yoki Man here and welcome back to another episode of my Football Manager 2018 save here with Olympic Lyonnais, and we are not back at the Champions League game because of a simple factor in I had an absolute nightmare trying to get this video done. I have sat and talked to myself for about 40 minutes doing the last game against Red Bull Leipzig. I will show you the result in a minute. Didn't work. Didn't go well. I played around with my OBS the other day to try and stream. I had no luck. Like, literally had no joy whatsoever. I thought, I'm going to start streaming. Didn't work. And then the unfortunate issue was then when I actually sat down to record it, I recorded it all. I talked a lot. 40 minutes straight, and it was a great game as well. It was such a good live com game, which is the thing that's frustrating me the most. But for the first time in my second run, I guess, or third run, or whatever you want to call it, YouTube, technology failed me, and it just didn't record well. The frames were all over. I haven't had an issue with frames yet before, and I don't appear to be having any issue. It's got very little strain on my GPU at all, which it shouldn't. So it's my CPU. It's a little bit frustrating, but we got it fixed. I've had to uninstall and reinstall OBS, and it seems to be working fine. So hopefully this episode's working for you, and we're going with it. We will be playing a mains instead. It's not what we expected, so let's round up the transfers. First of all, let's hit the like button, just for the simple fact of me recording 2 episodes, but you only getting one of them. Yeah, the other one was really terrible. It's so stuttery. So basically, nobody went out of note. There was a few loans and a transfer for a player you've never seen. We signed Bakayoko for 20.5 million. Seemed like a very solid central midfielder signing. I think he is. He's all round a superb central midfielder, the best at the club, and he is a leading player for most League One sides, and that isn't a surprise. He's a superb player who I'm hoping will fit in very well. Now, he hasn't been here that long, that's why he's only played 4 games, 1 in the Champions League and 3 in the League One, and he's been injured. We also signed Andre Schürrle. I'm hoping he works out because we're paying him a pretty penny, but he seems to be a decent signing, and playing as the inside forward on the left, he should do us a job. So that's the squad now. The transfer window's done, and hopefully we can start performing. So let's look at the schedule. Very frustrating that I've got to run through this again, but we last saw you at a 4-1 victory against St. Etienne. Moussa Dembele getting a double. So Dembele was important to me. We signed him for a lot of money. He then scored against Reims, and then against FC Nantes, which we lost 2-1, which was so frustrating because these are games we should be winning. We lost it 2-1 and Moussa Dembele scored. He also went off injured, but they scored in the 96th minute, which is FM at its finest. We then went and played Troyes. We beat them 3-1. Guri scoring, Tonelli, and Benjamin Rosalie getting his first goal for the club. Played against Angers, where Yours Gunnagan and Maxwell Cornet gave us the lead. But they came back in an absolutely dreadful collapse from us, and they scored in the 91st minute after Luis Aurelio got sent off. So it was frustrating. Then we fought valiantly against Man United. It's unlucky because I think we deserved a draw, and the fact that Yarmolenko's were a penalty was a little bit frustrating, but not a bad result and showed a bit of heart. But since then we've won every game. We beat FC Metz 1-0 with William Gubel scoring. We then went and beat Nice 3-2, who are having a terrible season, but it was very difficult. This was a very difficult game. Amin Guri getting a double, and Andre Schürrle getting, I think, what is his first goal for the club. We then went and beat Bordeaux, who were doing very well, actually, beat PSG. Moussa Dembele coming back into the squad for the first time. He scores 2 goals late on, but he scores 2 goals and we win. And then the live com. The live com of all live coms. I'm boasting at the end of the episode about how for once we've had such a good live com and there's been 5 goals and 5 different goal scorers, and yeah, didn't work, so it's my own fault, I suppose. But Rosalie, Baptiste Santamaria, Moussa Dembele, Lorenzo Tonelli and Amin Guri scoring. We absolutely routed Red Bull Leipzig. They are a team we definitely need to beat, and beat twice. With the Champions League group, I have it with us drawing Man United, Atletico Madrid and Red Bull Leipzig because we're a 3rd seed. I really doubt that will go through this time. We were lucky to go through last season. So I'll be very surprised if we go through this time. I'll be very happy, but I'll be very surprised. We need to pick something off of Atletico Madrid or Man United. They drew against each other, but I would happily take third. And in fact, to round out the series, I'd happily win the Europa League and let that be it. But I'm not going to get too confident. We're going to play against the Mainz today. It's hopefully going to be a victory. I'm sorry if the commentary is a little bit more deflated than it was really against Red Bull Leipzig. But it's been frustrating. I've just spent the past 2 hours trying to sort this out. I'm sure if you guys are content creators yourselves, you know exactly what this pain is like. But anyway, we're going to play against the Mainz. It's hopefully going to be a good result. I think I'm going to rotate the squad because it wasn't that long ago that we played Leipzig. So let's just have a quick look at the team selection. And this is the team we did indeed start against Leipzig. Now, players who have been asking recently for games were Santa Maria and Aouar and Rosalia. I will never learn how to say Hussams. I just won't. I just really won't. So, nicknames, guys. Nicknames, why not? But he is a superb player. So, he will start again. Santa Maria will start again. And so will Rosalia. Now, Canoglu I don't think needs to start. So I'm going to start Andreas Pereira. See what he can offer, because he hasn't offered much so far. Also, guys, there's a lot of speculation for me, to be honest, on what I'm going to do. And at this moment in time, I think Memphis Depay will leave the club. He isn't playing. I can't think of a reason why I would play him, apart from the fact he's Memphis Depay. He looks like he's going to be gone. At the moment, and to be honest with you, we need to lose a midfielder. Now the question is, who do we lose? Now Josep Minella could go. He's just come in, but he could go, I suppose. But I am thinking that maybe Toussaint may go. Now he's a great player, and he is a very good up and coming player for them, but I just don't see where he fits in. But I'm going to give him a game today. I'm going to give him the game today, and I'm going to play him as the ball-winning midfielder support. And we'll see how he does. So Danilo, Tonelli, Gunnagan, are they all fit? Because I doubt that. Ferdinand Mendy is actually okay. So he's going to start. But Luis Aurelio answers on the postcards. Cannot say that guy's name. He's going to come in. Tonelli is fine. And so is Gunnagan, really, to be fair. But let's just be safe with Tonelli, the best defender. Dembele starting up front. He's fresh from injury, but seems to be finding form. But I'm going to start Amain Guri today. This is his kind of game, and I really want Guri to have first team football so that he re-signs. As soon as he re-signs, I'll be happy. So let's get some players here on the bench. Let's start like that. I'm happy with the squad. I'm tempted by. Right. I'm going to change this up. I'm going to play Pereira as advanced playmaker. I'm going to play Schürrle on the left. Now Hussam, I have promised him first team football, but he's lacking condition, so he's going to be rested today. And let's put Maxwell Cornet on the bench for him. Let's give him a full rest. So that's the squad. I took my time there. I took longer than normal. Let's, fill the video out. But, yeah, guys, it's been ultimately soul-destroying. Recording. The worst thing is you record it, and then you look back, and you start watching it, and you realise you've literally just talked to yourself for a very good chunk of time, and none of it's recorded, and it's just absolutely devastating, lads. And the chances are that this game will be absolutely awful, but for some strange reason I let OBS pick the settings for me. And the settings seem, because I've tried some console recording as well, the settings seem completely 100% better than what I had before, so I don't really know how that's worked out. I'm hoping we don't lose today, but this is not a good sign to start with. I cannot take a loss, considering the live com you guys just missed out on. It's very frustrating. But I think the squad is looking good. This season's been very tough, if it lets me bring up the league table. Yeah, if you look at the league table, it's so close. I mean, Monaco having a good year, which is expected. PSG not so much, and they've spent megabucks. Bucks, and they're not having a great season. But other teams seems to be having a resurgence this year and having better seasons. Marseille look good. Rennes look fantastic. Lyon look better. So there are other challenges this year, and I think it's going to be a much tougher league this year. So it really is important that we can, hit the ground running and find patches of form like we're on now and keep them going. Hopefully, I say, with absolute confidence. I said no one ever. But it seems to be a little bit jittery. I don't know if that's just me, but it seems to be. But they are pressuring us here early on. So we're on standard, that's why. Let's go counter. Counter-attacking football seems to work well for me this year. We played against Red Bull Leipzig, and they played a 4-4-2, and I have no idea in the world how you get a 4-4-2 to work, because I really can't. I just cannot get a 4-4-2 to work. I've tried consistently with absolute fail, and Dolly's going to go through there. That was great. It just fails consistently. Like, I just cannot get a 4-4-2 to work. And in fact, I haven't been able to get a 4-4-2 to work for ages. Last year was the first time I had a wingerless formation work, I think. Was last year. And this year, and Guri's going to go through here. Is he going to score, though? He's got to start finishing if he wants to warrant a place in the squad. When I've got Dembele on the bench, he needs to be performing better. But Santa Maria, can we whip a crossing? No, we can't. We're going to recycle it. Toussaint. Araujo. Guri. No. Toussaint will lose out there, and they will come on the counter. But yeah, I've struggled to get a lot of formations working on FM, but this is a formation that seems to have, apart from last year, I couldn't get any winger formation to work last year. I don't know why. The only formations I could get to work last year were with attacking wing backs, looking for overlap. They were the only ones that really worked, and obviously the one with Inter, we went wingerless the whole time. So it's this one is a standard FM tactic. I think a lot of people use this, but Rosalie is going to pick the ball up here. Can we turn this into an attack and pick up the first goal of the match? Rosalie brings it back again, and are we just going to keep recycling? Pereira, Guri. Bit nervous about Pereira's future at the club, but apparently he's worth. I thought Guri was going to get that. Apparently he's worth quite a large chunk of money. Pereira gets his first goal. Right, so commentator's curse. Maybe we should talk him down like that more often. I've literally sat here saying how I was unsure about his future, and yeah, he's just scored. Gary gives a nice ball to him, and he scores. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was great timing, wasn't it? Absolute great timing. But guys, I'm giving some serious contemplation on does the series end at the end of this season, for the simple fact that I am really enjoying this save, and I'm enjoying the club we're starting to build. There's some bigger players coming in, but I still think there's a lot of reliance here on youth. Oh, Mendy gets to that. Schürrle. Santa Maria, we're being smothered here. Toussaint gets it though, needs to warrant a place, and he scores. Well done. So, two players I've just talked about really potentially not having a future at the club have just scored. Fantastic. I mean, that's what I want. But yeah, I've 100%, it seems to be Jerins. I don't know why. I think it's because I've changed a lot of stuff. I really feel like in 5 seasons that we'd win the Champions League. Like, this is definitely foundations. There's some bigger players coming into the club, while the future and the youth is still coming through. There's superb youth signings as well. I mean, Dembele is no youngster. And Hakan Çalhanoğlu needs to prove himself in a new setting, because AC Milan didn't work for him. So there is, we're playing a game here against the Mainz, and we're winning 2-0, which is great. But when you've got Hakan Çalhanoğlu on the bench, and Moussa Dembele on the bench, you big players, and we're still winning 2-0 against a very well-playing Mainz side, because they were 9th leading into the game. So, I mean, we've definitely really started building foundations. Our best defender isn't playing today. There's some other bench players that may be considered better. So I really do think with the squad we've got, it would be probably 5 seasons. Possibly 5 seasons. I'm not 100% sure. Things can go wrong, injuries, situations can come up, but 5 or 6 seasons, we'd definitely be a Champions League winner. I would imagine. So it's just a little bit of me inside's like, just keep it going. Now, I could keep it going off camera, but it's been an on-camera save. So I need comments and I need likes of, if people are liking it, then I know the series is well liked. And I'm not going to cancel a series that's that well liked. The Heart series is definitely going to start picking up again now. It has been put on the back burner a little bit too much. I've literally recorded an episode earlier that didn't work, so I'm re-recording that. But I do feel like the Heart series definitely needs to pick back up and continue, because that is supposed to be our main save. So Chinoglu can come on. I'm going to bring Gubels on for Gary, who hasn't had a bad game, and I'm just going to do that for now. I think we should, touch wood, see this game out. But yeah, so definitely in need of Pereira's going to whip this in. He's got a good corner, but this is not a good sign. Are they going to counter? Now, is that as zoomed in as we can go? Okay. Are they going to counter? Yeah, I just cannot decide whether to keep it going or not, because obviously the Heart save takes a lot of time, because we're such lower level. Stuff takes way much more searching and contemplating, and there's much more time going into such a lower level save, because it's going to take so much longer. Whereas this one, we had good foundations and we've just built on them. We built on them very well, I think, but I can't decide. So it's going to kind of be up to you guys. If it remains popular, does Lyon's Rosalia's going to get the chance here, score it? Yes, Rosalia scores again, and he's definitely warranting him asking for more game time as we lead 3-0. There's definitely going to be some sales, I think, in January. But yeah, as long as you guys are enjoying it and there's the feedback, then I don't feel like I can stop the series at 3, because it is then not a complete series, really, is it? But we'll see how it goes. We'll see what happens at the end of the season, how I feel, and how we look at it. Let's bring on Jimmy Mass, the youngster, wanted by a lot of clubs. Might have to sign him down to a new contract, because he is wanted a lot, to be fair. And we don't want to see him go. So I do feel a bit more comfortable now, because I was so down after the last commentary, and the fact that we'd done it all, we'd talked all the way through it, and I'm trying to be upbeat all the time, but we talked all the way through it. It'd been a great commentary, one of my better ones, to be honest with you. For it then to have not recorded, Pereira is just having a superb goal. He's just won the ball back in that position. Like, he's definitely saying, pick me. Wow. He's giving me selection headaches. As Torre goes through, Dolly, they should score that. Lopez with a great save. And we've offered, this was the big thing as well, we offered Lopez a new contract. He has signed a new contract. Well, he hasn't signed it yet, but I'm hoping he signs a new contract, and that will be Lopez staying at the club. So our goalkeeper is safe and secure after a lot of speculation. But yeah, we've got such a strong squad. But yeah, it was a bit frustrating, but we're back on track. OBS seems to be working better than it has done, so that only time will tell. But I've learned my lesson: do not play around with stream settings. It ruins your OBS. But that's a 3-0 victory. I mean, they had more shots on targets. We had better possession, but all round we were more clinical. We do have the more clinical players. I feel this formation at the minute and the way we're playing does allow them to come on to us, but we restrict them to far away shots, and then when we get our opportunities, we make sure we finish them. That is good news. I'm going to tell the boys that I'm very pleased, because I am. And that is another victory. So where does that leave us in the table? So that leaves us third with Rennes top. But we are now caught up with Monaco, depending. They will be playing against... Are they playing against PSG or Lorient? Oh, Gunamp. Right, let's just have a quick look. Makes more sense, doesn't it? What's their next game? Doesn't tell you down there. I thought it would do. They're playing against Gunham, so it's not PSG like I thought. And PSG are yet to play as well. Who's their big youngster? Looks okay. Yeah, so hopefully we can. I think Monaco will win and then go top. But if they don't win or they draw, then we've closed the gap, because I think Rennes will fall off, Monaco will not, and PSG will keep on fighting. But PSG are already behind in the race with being on 16 points. So if there was a season we could win the league and keep this going, this would be that season. But anyway, guys, thanks a lot for watching. I'm probably going to come back to you. I think I'd said this before. I'm probably going to come back to you at the Strasbourg game. We'll play that one and then go right through until after the January transfer window. I'm trying to do bigger chunked updates. I do prefer them because there's just much more for us to talk about in one episode. I can't upload episodes non-stop. I wish I could. So when I'm only trying to upload 2 or 3 a week, I like for them to be a little bit longer and a little bit more for you to watch. And a bit more for you to be updated on. But anyway, guys, thanks a lot for watching.